Did Bitcoin top this bull market, and what does that mean for altcoins? Guys, in today's video we are going to have a look at a lot of different charts, guys. We are going to have a look at Google Trends. I'm going to show you this chart. We are going to have a look at Bitcoin, XRP as well, Shiba Inu, and we are going to have a look at the complete altcoin market cap. And I'm going to talk about the wealth transfer and basically the facts that we know and how you can prepare for different scenarios. I will walk you through different scenarios in today's video. So guys, let's jump straight into it. And okay, first of all, guys, I want to draw your attention to the following. So I made a poll over on YouTube where I ask people, has Bitcoin topped this bull market? And the majority says no, the long bull market to go. So we have a very long bull market to go. That is what the majority said in this poll. And then the second answer was almost. We are almost seeing the top. This is also something that I feel. But then we have 14% said yes. And the thing is, why is this poll so important? Because the market is is a reflection of the emotional state of the market participants. And when we have a very clear answer that the majority of the market participants believe that we still have a long bull market to go, that we have not seen a Bitcoin top, then to be honest, guys, that is a warning signal, because the majority of the market participants, they are in the emotional state of the markets, because it's very difficult to separate yourself from that. It's very difficult if you ask me. So this is not the most bullish sign. And I've made a very long tutorial about it where I explain exactly how this mechanism works in the market, but it is it basically means that if everyone already bought, then there are no new buyers, because all the buyers are already inside, which means that there is a very big group, the buyers, that can become sellers. So if you want to know more about that dynamic, watch the tutorial on my YouTube channel page, because I'm going to go in depth in that. It's difficult to understand, and it's a very big a contradiction in this reality. What you think when everyone is bullish on something, it should go up, but it's actually the opposite, and there's a very clear explanation for that. So this for when I saw this and we got 500 votes, I find that a very decent amount of votes. I'm feeling a bit like, okay, if this would be like lower, then yeah, I might feel different, but it's very clear that this is the one that's coming out the most. So the majority of the market participants right now, they clearly feel that that there's still a long bull market to go. Now let's have a look at some Google Trends things. This is for the search term buy crypto globally, and what we can see right here is that we actually already see a very big spike in January 2025 for people that are Googling buy crypto. So the people that are Googling to buy crypto, that are not the people who already know how to buy crypto. So this means we call this the retail investors. These are people that have nothing to do with crypto, but that they are getting triggered, they are interested because they read about it on the news, they hear about it on the news, and they go to Google and they go to buy crypto. So we can see that also in 2021, that one was really high at the bull market top. As you can see right here, that one was at the highest it has ever been. But of course, it doesn't mean that this bull market, this has to go higher. Maybe we are not reaching the similar peaks as we did in 2021. This chart only tells us that there is a very big spike in new people coming into crypto. That is known as the retail investors, and the retail investors often come at the end of the cycle. Then we go to another one, guys, and this is Bitcoin price. So this is why do I look for the Bitcoin price search term? Because many people, when you are at somebody else's place, or when you just quickly want to check the Bitcoin price, like I personally would check some apps or TradingView, but many people, I think, would just Google Bitcoin price. They will just get the Bitcoin price. And what we can see right here is that in 2017 we had the highest, then we had a lower high in 2021. Right now we still have that spike, so we still can see that we have a spike, but it is again a lower high. So we have high, lower high, lower high. Maybe if you draw a line here, it can actually act as a resistance line, and maybe this can even act as a support line. So what I'm trying to say is that if we look at this metric as well, it also could mean that Bitcoin has already topped, and that the interest in Bitcoin this cycle is just lower than previous cycles, or that we already have many people that are introduced with the Bitcoin price, so they don't do this beginner's trick anymore of Googling the Bitcoin price. So that's why this is lower. This is also possible. But the important thing is that we do see a spike, and when we do see that spike, we actually know that most likely that is retail coming in as well. And these are all signals telling us that we are in the later phase of the cycle, because the later phase of the cycle is where the retail money comes in. The retail money doesn't come early in the cycle. The early ones in the cycle are the OGs, the ones that are already working with crypto, that can see the potential, that can already see the bull market, right? Like here on the channel, we have been the whole bear market, we have been making videos, we have been anticipating what is happening right now. Not exactly how it unfolds, but we have anticipating a bull market in Bitcoin and crypto in general. Then, and another thing that I want to say, guys, and that is also a very dangerous signal, is I already got a lot of messages from people that have nothing to do with crypto asking me about crypto. Okay, so now let's go to the next one. This is the Bitcoin cycles, and what we can see right here is that, let me check where should I put my video. So what we can see right here, these are the cycle lows, and then we can just see Bitcoin going into the bull market, right? So we can check the cycles that we have seen in the past with the cycles that we see right now. So the era 1 was the first bull market, era 2 second bull market, 3 is the previous bull market in 2020-21, and era 4 is where we are right now. That is the red line. And what we can see right here, guys, is that we are already pretty deep in the bull market. We are deep in the bull market, so based on time, we are also in that late phase of the bull market. The only confusing part, guys, is that later in the bull market, in the last phase of the bull market, things can get irrational. It can get very stretched, which means that it's very difficult to call the exact top of a bull market. It's very, very, really difficult. But what we can see right here, compared to previous cycles, we still have some time to go to the upside. What I mean, like here, the yellow one, 2016-17, that one was very bullish. We barely have seen any corrections, and that one just went up. Then the 2020-21, that one almost topped at the time that we are right now, just a couple of months later. Yeah, just 2 months later than we are right now, it actually topped, had a big correction, then came up to that top again. So it made the double top, and then it came down again. And then the blue one also topped little bit afterwards. So then again, a couple of months after the top of the green one, which was the previous cycle, but still relatively close to the time that we are right now. Both later, but still relatively close. It's just a matter of a couple of months. So can this time be that we right now already start to top out? It's possible. Can it that we can continue to rally in the coming months? That is possible as well. But the question is, what is more likely? But also an important question is, what can you do for yourself to basically keep your situation safe? And that is also going to be the main focus of this video, because I want you guys to make mature decisions that your quality of life is not changing too much depending whether we are seeing a top or not right now. And it also really depends whether you are completely dependent on crypto like me personally, or whether this is just a very small part of what you're doing with your life, right? So now we are going to Bitcoin, and this is and I want to go actually first to the BLX chart. We have looked at the chart in yesterday's video as well, but what we can see is that we basically at the middle of this channel coming down with bearish divergences is definitely a warning signal. Then we have here a 5-wave structure, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This looks like a 4th wave structure. We are right now, it looks to me like in the 5th wave. It's not clear whether the 5th wave has already topped or whether we are going to see still another push later in that 5th wave. That's still possible. I still open to that possibility. But on a weekly time frame, we can definitely see momentum is already fading a bit, and yeah, definitely something not to ignore. Then let's go to a Bitcoin right here on the daily time frame. On the daily time frame, we also have a bit of a funny structure right here. I mean, we broke all-time high. That was right here. Then we had a nice push. This is called price discovery. So normally when Bitcoin breaks the all-time high, this is where everything goes crazy and prices just start to go up and altcoins start to go up. It's not really what we have seen this cycle. So we broke that all-time high. We had a nice push. It was a nice push, but it was nothing compared to previous bull markets. Right now we are in the sideways range. We already in our second fake out on the top side of the range, as you can see right here. This one couldn't break out. This one couldn't break out. These are called fake outs. So we also have that 60-day cycle low that quickly got invalidated because a couple of days later we came to a lower level than that 60-day cycle low. Generally, also not the very best signal. So for me personally, the potential upside in Bitcoin in the shorter term time frame is limited, and a lot of people, guys, and this is something important to note, a lot of people I'm seeing that in the comment section, they're saying, yeah, but this time is different. This time is different. We have a president, crypto and everything. And what I want to say about that is that every cycle around the top, people will say that this time is different. That is something that you see across all cycles. Around the top, a lot of people will say this time is different because at the top there's so much bullish news. But I want to bring in one law of the universe, and that doesn't say that we have already topped. But this is something that came into my mind and that I feel like I want to share with you, and that is the Hermetic law, the law of rhythm. In the universe, everything goes with ups and downs. When the pendulum swings to one side, it will swing to the other side. We don't see situations where the pendulum goes to one side and it stays on one side. That is not a situation that we are seeing in this universe, because it's going from left to right, from up to down. So the saying what comes up must come down is therefore true, and what comes down must go up, because this is the pendulum in motion. I believe that the ones that are thinking that crypto or Bitcoin cannot come down, that is a wrong thinking, because it can and it will come down, because it is also following the rules of the universe. So let's go to another one then, XRP, because many of you are very interested in XRP. I already said, like, when we were trading right here, like I've already been saying, like, it's very smart to take profits. Why? Because we have some warning signals right here. We have a high, lower high on the relative strength index, higher high in the price. We are at a key resistance level. It's already coming down a little bit right here. You can see the momentum is a little bit fading. Can this one just push to the upside? Yes, it definitely can. It can just go right now and make higher levels. Is it likely? Well, the momentum is fading. It's starting to become less likely at this specific moment. That is an important thing to say, because, and that is what I want to bring you guys to the previous time that we had this massive breakout. So when we had this correction, and this is something you got to ask yourself. So let's say XRP is still looking bullish. It still wants to go higher, which I think if the bull market continues, XRP wants to go higher, definitely. But if we do something similar as right here, then it can take longer than, this is 208 days. It can take longer than 6 months, longer than half a year, to complete a correction and go to the levels that we have seen at the high again. Maybe to get another push higher. So that is a 200 days stretch that we have seen right here in 2017. And if we make a calculation of the correction, we corrected roughly to 74%, but also traded pretty often. Yeah, it's 67%. So if you were to look at that right now, then that would mean that this could go back to, to $1, right? So it looks very unrealistic right now, guys. I get that. I get the point. That's the whole point of this video. It very looks unrealistic and it feels unrealistic right now, but it is in the realm of possibilities. This can happen. So that we do something like, bam, and then we break out later this year. This is going to be and that's why I want to prepare you guys for this. If this is going to happen, I'm just presenting you a potential scenario which seems that could happen. This is a very difficult period for an XRP holder, because you are going to have many doubts. You're going to have many doubts because it will often be at a certain support level where you think like, oh, the support can be broken. It is a long period of time, and the reason why this is happening in the markets is because the markets also need that. There has been a very much positive sentiment and positive emotional state of the markets during this rally right here. So not only the price has to reset, but the positive sentiment and the emotional states has to see a reset too. So right here, I'm going to tell you already right now, a lot of people right here, because the emotional sentiment will be reset if this is going to happen. A lot of people right here are going to say and going to believe that XRP will not make it anymore and that we have topped. Because only from that perspective, when people are pessimistic, negative about this token, we actually found a bottom, because that means that all the weak hands, the people that are in it in the emotional state, they are selling. And then we have left the group of people that are true believers, and they will be the representatives of that bottom. And then when that bottom is held, slowly, because people cannot leave anymore because the weak hands have already left, slowly new capital will come in. It will build up momentum. It will go slowly to the previous high. Maybe that's this one, right? And then once we break above that previous high, bam, all those people that are sold right here, they suddenly come back because they are again back in the emotional state, because they are reacting on their own emotional state. There's nothing wrong with it, but that's how it works in the markets. The majority of the people are doing that. And that's why for the majority of the people, it's very difficult to be profitable, especially when they are trading, because when you are in your emotional state in the markets, and that is the way you are making decisions, you'll often be at the wrong side of the tracks. So that's for XRP. Can it just come up right now and just break the all-time high, break the middle of the channel? Yes, can definitely happen. But the chances of that, in my opinion, is a little bit low, because we are at resistance with bearish divergences, and the rest of the crypto market is also not generally showing that much strength, and XRP right now as well not. Then we go to another chart, guys. This is Shiba Inu, and we have been talking about Shiba Inu as well with the prophetic dreams. And what I'm seeing right here, I found this an interesting chart to mention, because we have kind of like a triangle formation right here, and Shiba Inu still could come down right here and later in this triangle break out, but the later in this triangle will be at the end of 2025. So I also foresee a possibility where we are going to have a correction right now, maybe of 6 months, to cool down everything a little bit, to later in this year get an explosive move again. That is also a possibility. It's also a possibility Bitcoin has already topped right now. It's also a possibility that we just have to cool down, consolidate a little bit more, and then later this year. So, and then we're going to talk about wealth transfer, because the wealth transfer is, of course, that we are getting wealth where we can do good things with through crypto. And we hear astronomical numbers, but I believe a small part of that wealth transfer, we are already in the midst of it. Right, like the amount of money that we made with XRP already in the past couple of weeks. Of course, XRP didn't went to 10,000 US dollars, but we also don't know for sure with any vision of these prophecies what and when exactly will happen. Right, some people say XRP goes to 10,000. Yes, but when? We instantly feel that it's going to happen overnight in this year, but how do we know that? We don't know that. It can happen in 2030. Maybe we are going to see, for example, a Bitcoin right now entering a bear market, right, and bottoming in 2026, like very low, something right here, and then we are going to see till 2030 we are going to see massive rallies. So that's why I find it so important. That's also what's my job right here, guys. I'm not here to spread negativity. I'm not here to bring you down. I'm here to bring realistic ideas so you, from your own personal situation, can make informed decisions. And your mind can be flexible in looking at multiple scenarios right here. So if you are like me, for example, I put all my money in Bitcoin at this moment, right? Then at this moment, like, you want to take a lot of money out of Bitcoin. You want to take at least maybe 50% of your portfolio you want to take out, and you had, of course, a massive rally of 500%. That's something to be very appreciated of. Maybe you want to take 25% out. Maybe you want to take 100% out. And just watch and see what's going to happen. You can always re-enter. When this thing goes up, you can always re-enter. Well, if it goes down, you can maybe buy cheaper. But you can, I'm not the biggest fan of, although I do it sometimes, right? All in or all out. This mindset of doing everything, following one thing. I'm not the biggest fan of it, because in the end we are analysts, and we cannot predict the markets. We cannot exactly predict the markets, and that is the risk we have to accept. And by accepting that risk, you can become more profitable, because by accepting that risk, you can position yourself for multiple scenarios, and you can see, you can already envision also scenarios where you might be wrong. And this is where most of the people lose most of their money, because they just hang on to one scenario. They believe because they feel that they are in the emotional state of the markets, they stick to one scenario and they cannot let go of that scenario. So they position themselves for that scenario. But in the world, everything is liquid. The pendulum swings from left to right. So when they are so stuck in their identity, in that scenario, they cannot get off of it. That's why in the end, when the pendulum goes to the other side and everything crumbling down, they cannot sell, because they stick to that narrative that they once accepted as the truth. And it's very important. I've heard this, I heard this sentence sometimes: have strong opinions loosely held. So you can have a very strong opinion. You need to have a strong opinion because you need to act on it. Acting on your opinion and views is very important. So they need to be strong, but they need to be loosely held, because if you are seeing some signals like, oh, hey, this might change, bam, throw it away. Go with the other. The world is changing every single day. right? The views that we had yesterday will not be the views that we have today. And of course, the main laws of the universe are key. So love is the most important thing in the universe. That is a law that will always have the first priority, because that is the foundation of life. But if we zoom in into these shorter manifestations, then you have to be flexible. You have to be flexible, otherwise you will not make it. So what can you do? So what I'm saying, guys, I mean, XRP is still at a nice level. Like I'm taking again some profits right here. It's definitely a nice period to take some profits. And for me, I'm going to have the attitude, I'm going to see what happens. I'm not going to take all profits, definitely not. Because I was actually hoping we are going to see an altcoin season. I'm quite disappointed in altcoins, and the story of altcoins is also a little bit, there are so many altcoins right now, and we are seeing, like in previous bull markets, we have been seeing, for example, in 2017 right here, all the altcoins were going up, like every altcoin was going up. And we were seeing that the previous bull market, we are seeing most altcoins going up, but not every altcoin was going up. Especially the ones in 2017 were not really going up here. So in this bull market that we are in right now, maybe we are going to see even less altcoins doing good against US dollar terms, because I've heard it yesterday, so don't quote me on the numbers, but there were like, I don't know, 20,000 altcoins right here, and there are 1 million altcoins right here. So this is also a diluted market. You have to see it like this. So the complete altcoin market cap is also increasing with all these new altcoins and all these new narratives, right? So it's more difficult for specific altcoins to really outperform. That's also why it's very unique what we have been doing with XRP. We have a 400% gain on our portfolio right here. That is a tremendous prestation. So yeah, guys, I don't want to be too pessimistic, and I know you guys don't feel like it to be very negative, because of course the market is still, it looks like so far we are still in a bull market. Just be a little bit careful, be a little bit mindful about your own situation. If we are going to see the top right here, if we are going to see a maybe mid-cycle correction, that is also possible. Maybe we just do something like mid-cycle correction. We need 6 months, and then later in the months we're going to see a very short explosive rally coming along with all these narratives, and then we are going to go to bear market. Ask yourself, can you survive this period? Could you survive this period as well when we just be going down? And similar, ask yourself that with XRP. I know many of you, they are quite responsible. Maybe they didn't went all in on crypto. For me, it is my job since 2016. I'm actually in crypto, and I've been many times going all in. So this is really my attitude. I like to take a lot of risk. I also did it with XRP. I went really all in at these levels, but I'm also going to be realistic that at this specific moment, it's not smart to be all in with your whole portfolio. So that's why I'm taking chips off the table. I'm taking profits left and right. I'm going to hold some in crypto, of course, but I want to sit at I also want to sit at the side where the probabilities are in my favor. And as a trader right now, I'm just seeing that, hey, momentum is fading, although we can go higher. So always leave a bag, of course, in crypto. If we go higher, we still can get more upside. But when it does come down, I'm not really hurt at that much. And with the wealth transfer, it still fits perfectly in the story, because we have no time frames. There is no clear timing on when anything is going to happen. So yeah, guys, just be a bit mindful of that, and be mindful that the sentiment right now is the consensus is that everyone expects it to continue to go up, and a lot of retail is back. And we are seeing that in this chart. I can see that personally with people that trying to text me. And I can see that in the poll that the majority is still expecting higher levels. Okay guys, that was it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If so, make sure to leave a thumbs up. That is very much appreciated. I wish every single one of you a beautiful day today. And I hope to see every single one of you in the next video. Bye bye.